Hello, my name is Ben Cross. I'm a trainee site manager for Barnes Construction. Currently working on our first Passivhaus scheme at Dovehouse Court, Girton. This is a development of 50 new almshouse apartments for Girton Town Charity. And today is air test day, so I'm going to walk you through what the day involves, the air test itself, and also give you some update on what Passivhaus Champion actually is and what my role as Passivhaus Champion actually involves. I hope you enjoy. So whilst the setup downstairs, I thought it would be useful to come up here and show you what the actual build-up is of this block. So substructure-wise, it's quite similar to a normal domestic house or apartment with pile foundations, and on top of that is a concrete beam, and we've got substructure block work up to beam and block level, then an extra 3 to 4 courses of substructure block work up to timber frame level, and then on top of that is the actual timber frame itself. So the timber frame is pretty much a sit panel, 300mm thick wall with medite board on the external wall, and then internally we've got thermocell board for a fire rating and to ensure we comply with 16.5 safety. And then to gain the airtightness line, we've wrapped in Intello Plus membrane. So I'm going to quickly walk over here and show you in the background what that looks like. And then it's been taped with Tuscan Varna, so all joints have been taped with that. And then we've battened this out, so when we do the air test, and if it starts, when it bellows out, we've got none of the staples pop or it retains its shape, so that's why the battens are there. Inside the walls, we've got warm cell insulation, so you notice it quite a lot when you come in, especially in the winter months when we start doing it in Block B. The heat inside, so it's quite nice to step out from the cold and come into the heat and warm up. So that's pretty much what we're at the moment on Block A. Another Passivhaus element which we'll be installing later on in the project are MVHR units and sol heat pumps. These are used to heat and cool the building down as and when it's required. So the theory is in the winter when it's cold outside, buildings outside are nice and toasty and warm for the residents, and in the summer when it's boiling hot and muggy, then so will be nice and cool due to the constant temperature change depending on the outside. So no radiators are required in the winter months, and when you come to the summer you don't need to open the windows to stay cool. So the air test itself, they'll set up their equipment, so they've got a door seal with a fan on it to blow air in and out. So that's how you get your negative and positive pressure for your test. And when you get your negative and positive, you are able to average it out to get the required result. So this is 0.66 on Passivhaus standards. Overall volume of air in this vicinity is 921 meters cubed, and during the test it's about 10 minutes. All doors, windows have to be closed like a normal air test, all SVPs, penetrations and that all sealed up. And we just wait for 10 minutes to see if we pass or fail. If we fail, then we walk around and identify areas which are leaking. To find this, we normally use a smoke pen, or it's pretty obvious sometimes, you can feel the air through the membrane. So shortly we'll be starting the air test, and hopefully I'll give you the positive news straight away. Just done our first test in Block A, 0.8 score. 0.2 over the 0.6, so a little bit disappointing, but we know where the areas we need to address. We're just going through other areas just to see if it's impacting on the result or not, and just doing the remedy. We'll just quickly have a bite to eat and go back again. So keep you updated as and when. Just spotted a little hole. This is the sort of size hole we're looking for in terms of penetrations to airtight barriers. So you can see there's a little nail hole there, so what we do is just get the Tuscan Varna tape and just seal it up, and hopefully that should have a minor impact on the overall result of the test. So an example of a penetration for Block A is this SVP pipe. This is a penetrated screed level, airtightness level. So we've grommeted around it with this black grommet and then taped it onto the screed with Contigo tape. This will create or form the airtightness seal around this penetration. And another example is over here. So electricians have drilled through and done the first fix of the external lighting cable. So this has been notified to me. They've been logged without the tape or without the grommet around it, and then since then it's been grommeted, and this has formed an air tightness seal around it. So this is a warm cell penetration. So what they've done is cored a hole through the membrane, filled it with a needle, and pumped the warm cell into the walls, and then covered it back up with a Tescon Varna tape. This penetration has been logged and is forms part of the penetration log, which will be taken off to warm to when they certify the whole build as one. We've just completed the final air test in this block. We've got a result of 0.77, so 0.17 above the 0.6 required in this, or for the air test. We've identified areas which we need to improve on. These are namely the penetrations for M&E services and also the chimneys. So we're going to be working on these in the next few days and hopefully get another test booked in to see if we've achieved the 0.6 required, and then we can start adding the extra layers, plaster, etc. So I hope you find this video very useful and a little insight of what my role as Passivhaus Champion actually means, and also what the air test entails, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the next test we get the 0.6 required. Thank you and goodbye.